Have we ever wondered why the legs that once carried us so swiftly now feel heavy and tire easily after only a short distance? Many of us, once past 60, clearly notice that our muscle strength is slipping away, making something as simple as climbing a few steps feel like a real challenge. This is not only a matter of aging, but also a question of how our muscle cells receive and use energy to recover. In today's video, we will uncover an intriguing secret hidden in a food most of us think of as a sweet luxury, and that is dark chocolate. What makes it remarkable is that the group of compounds called polyphenols in dark chocolate are now drawing the attention of scientists because of their ability to support muscle recovery and strength, particularly in older adults. What matters most is that this is not something distant or hard to follow. It is a small and practical choice we can bring into our daily meals, one that may deliver real benefits. If you care about keeping your legs stronger and more resilient without depending on medications, stay with us until the end of this video. Together we will break down the science, explaining why dark chocolate can have such an impact on our muscle cells. And I believe that once you hear the whole story, you will find a simple way to apply this to your own diet. Before we dive in, if you find health topics like this helpful, take a moment to subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, and leave a comment with your own experiences. That way, we can spread more valuable knowledge to the wider community. 1. Polyphenols in dark chocolate? When we hear the word chocolate, most of us immediately think of a sweet dessert, something far removed from the idea of health. Yet hidden in dark chocolate, especially varieties that contain 70% cacao or more, is a special group of plant compounds known as polyphenols. These powerful antioxidants are also found in green tea, berries, and red wine, and are increasingly studied for their ability to directly influence muscle health, especially as we grow older and our strength and recovery naturally decline. The polyphenols in dark chocolate belong mainly to the flavanol family. These compounds can neutralize free radicals, the harmful molecules produced when cells burn energy. When we are younger, the body's antioxidant defenses usually work well enough to keep them under control. But after 60, this balance begins to tip in the wrong direction. As a result, muscle fibers are more easily damaged after activity, and the rebuilding process slows down. This explains why many people notice their muscles do not bounce back as quickly as before. And even a long walk or some yard work can leave them sore for days. What makes this even more interesting is that studies have shown polyphenols in dark chocolate can improve blood circulation by boosting the production of nitric oxide in blood vessels. Nitric oxide relaxes the vessel walls, allowing blood to flow more freely to the muscles. When muscles receive an ample supply of oxygen and nutrients, they recover faster after exercise and feel less fatigued. Put simply, dark chocolate does more than just fight off free radicals. It also acts like a helper that ensures your muscles are better supplied and cared for. Another key factor lies in its effect on mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside muscle cells. Polyphenols can stimulate mitochondria to work more efficiently, producing more ATP, the body's basic unit of energy. In older adults, mitochondria often lose function, leading to what researchers call chronic muscle fatigue. By reactivating these energy producers, polyphenols help muscles feel recharged, making every step feel less heavy and every movement more manageable. One study published in Frontiers in Nutrition reported that consuming cacao rich in flavanols for just a few weeks improved endurance and reduced fatigue in older adults. This suggests that dark chocolate is not only a pleasure for the taste buds, but can also be part of a nutrition strategy to preserve muscle performance with age. It is important, however, to remember that not all chocolate is the same. Sweetened milk chocolate, or chocolate with high amounts of sugar, contains very little polyphenol, and the added sugars and saturated fats can even harm heart health. To truly benefit your muscles, the best choice is dark chocolate with at least 70% cacao, enjoyed in small chunky, reasonable amounts each day. rather than treating it as a free pass to indulge in sweets. When we look at the bigger picture, polyphenols in dark chocolate serve a double role. On one hand, they shield muscle cells from oxidative stress. On the other hand, they improve circulation and enhance energy production. For older adults, these are crucial elements for maintaining leg strength and the ability to stay active and independent. 2. The role of polyphenols in reducing inflammation. One of the most common struggles for many older adults is lingering soreness in their muscles after simple daily activities like grocery shopping. Climbing a few stairs? Or doing light housework? The problem is not just the gradual loss of muscle mass that comes with age, but also the slow-burning inflammation inside the body. This type of inflammation is not the same as the acute swelling that happens when we cut a finger. It is a chronic, low-grade process that silently chips away at cells over time, leaving us with more aches, slower recovery, and reduced strength. Scientists have even given it a name, inflammaging, a blend of inflammation and aging. Dark chocolate polyphenols have been shown to interrupt this process. They act like little firefighters, cooling down the smoldering flames of inflammation within muscle tissue. Specifically, cacao flavanols can help block the production of certain inflammatory signaling molecules known as cytokines. When cytokine levels drop, the swelling, stiffness, and discomfort also ease, giving muscles a chance to repair themselves more smoothly after activity. This is particularly valuable for older adults, since the immune system often loses balance with age, becoming more reactive and more likely to trigger unnecessary inflammation even from minor stressors. Observational studies have repeatedly noted that people who regularly eat foods rich in polyphenols, including dark chocolate, tend to have lower levels of inflammatory markers in their blood. For instance, research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition reported that supplementing a diet with cacao flavanols lowered levels of C-reactive protein CRP, a well-known marker of inflammation. This is compelling evidence that adding dark chocolate to the diet is more than a treat for the taste buds. It can genuinely help calm the body's internal inflammation. When inflammation is under control, the benefits for muscle health become obvious. Fibers are less likely to be damaged during activity. The repair process runs more efficiently, and the soreness after gardening or a long walk is less intense. Instead of waiting 3 or 4 days for muscles to bounce back, older adults may notice themselves regaining energy and returning to daily routines faster. This shorter recovery time is not only a physical relief, but also an emotional boost. Less pain means more confidence to move, which in turn helps maintain independence and mobility. There is also another fascinating aspect. Polyphenols in dark chocolate may reduce inflammation in the nervous system as well. When the nerves are less inflamed, they transmit signals between the muscles and brain more smoothly, helping prevent an exaggerated perception of pain. In other words, these compounds not only calm inflammation in the muscles, but also regulate how our nervous system interprets discomfort. For many older adults, this is crucial, since chronic pain often stems from the nervous system being overly sensitive rather than from the muscles themselves. Of course, moderation matters. To gain the benefit, a portion of about 20 to 30 grams of pure dark chocolate daily is enough. Eating too much, especially varieties loaded with sugar or milk, can overshadow the positives with excess calories and higher blood sugar. In the end, polyphenols in dark chocolate serve as both a shield against oxidative stress and a cooling stream against the flames of inflammation. Together, these effects allow muscles not only to stay stronger, but also to ache less, laying the foundation for older adults to keep up regular activity. And staying active is one of the most important keys to protecting overall health. 3. Dark chocolate and sarcopenia. One of the greatest concerns as we move past 60 is the slow but steady shrinking of muscle tissue, even when our diet seems to provide enough protein. This age-related decline is known as sarcopenia. It creeps in quietly, but its effects are serious: reduced strength, weaker balance, and a higher risk of falls. In the early stages, it may only mean climbing stairs feels harder, but left unchecked, it can eventually steal away independence in daily life. That is why every measure that helps preserve muscle strength carries enormous value for seniors. Dark chocolate, thanks to its rich supply of flavonols and polyphenols, offers an unexpected advantage. It enhances circulation and improves oxygen delivery to muscle fibers. When capillaries work efficiently, each muscle cell receives the oxygen and nutrients it needs to continue protein synthesis, which is the foundation for muscle maintenance and growth. Without this oxygen and fuel, muscles slip into an energy debt, becoming weak and wasting away over time. This explains why many older adults tire so quickly, and why flavonols from cacao can make a real difference. Some research also suggests that dark chocolate flavonols may improve insulin sensitivity. With better glucose handling, muscle cells absorb sugar from the bloodstream more effectively and use it for energy. That means muscles are better fueled for activity, while blood sugar spikes that damage blood vessels are also avoided. This combination supports not only muscle preservation, but also cardiovascular health, which is critical as we age. A small clinical trial in older adults found that just a few weeks of flavanol supplementation increased blood flow to skeletal muscle and improved exercise capacity during light physical activity. Although more studies with larger groups are needed, the results are promising. They suggest that something as simple as including a square of dark chocolate in a daily diet might help maintain muscle strength over the long term. It is important to remember that muscles require more than just protein. Yes, protein is the building block, but without a strong circulatory system, a low inflammatory environment, and cellular protection from oxidative stress, protein alone cannot work at its best. Dark chocolate, with its variety of beneficial compounds, adds a missing piece to this puzzle. It nurtures the foundation, making sure muscle tissue is not worn down too quickly by aging. The idea can be compared to tending a garden. Fertilizer alone is not enough if there is no water, no weeding, and no protection from harsh sun. The plants will still wither. Our muscles are the same. Protein is the fertilizer, but polyphenols in dark chocolate are the refreshing water and the protective fence. Together, they keep the muscle garden thriving for the long term. 4. Dark chocolate, the brain, the nervous system, and muscle strength. Our muscles do not only rely on protein and blood flow, they also need the precise commands sent from our nervous system. Every time we move, the brain generates electrical signals that travel through the nerves, reaching each muscle fiber with instructions to contract or relax. In our younger years, this system works seamlessly. But as we age, nerve signaling weakens, the speed of transmission slows down, and muscles no longer respond as swiftly. This often shows up as trembling, reduced coordination, and gradual loss of strength. What makes dark chocolate fascinating is that its polyphenols may step in to support this exact connection. Research has shown that flavonols improve circulation not only in the muscles, but also in the brain. When the brain receives an adequate supply of oxygen and nutrients, nerve cells perform more efficiently. Their connections remain clear, and signals are delivered with greater stability. This can create a dual effect: better memory protection on one side, and smoother coordination between the brain and the muscles on the other. One small study on older adults found that after a short period of adding cocoa flavonols, participants improved both blood flow to the brain and their cognitive performance on memory tasks. While larger trials are still needed, these results hint at an exciting possibility. Dark chocolate could act as a bridge, keeping the conversation between the brain and the muscles strong, and in turn helping preserve everyday mobility. We might imagine the muscles as a grand orchestra, with the brain as the conductor. If the conductor is tired and waves the baton unevenly, even the best orchestra cannot create harmony. Flavonols in dark chocolate may work like the refreshing spark that keeps the conductor alert and steady. ensuring the orchestra of our body continues to play in rhythm. Of course, dark chocolate is not a substitute for mental exercises or regular physical activity, but it can serve as a small but useful piece of the bigger picture, supporting both mental and physical health as we age. When brain and muscle remain well connected, we do not just preserve strength, we also safeguard our independence in daily life. 5. How to choose the right dark chocolate. Not every product labeled dark chocolate delivers the same benefit. Supermarket shelves are full of options, from sweetened versions with milk added to bars made almost entirely of cacao. The most important factor is the cacao content. Since flavonols are concentrated in pure cacao, to truly support circulation and muscle health, it is best to choose bars with at least 70% cacao or higher. The second point is sugar. Some chocolates may carry the dark label but contain more sugar than cacao. For older adults, excess sugar raises the risk of diabetes, obesity, and low-grade inflammation throughout the body, which works against our goal of muscle protection. The smarter choice is low-sugar varieties, and even better, those labeled no added sugar. When it comes to how much to eat, moderation is key. Just 1 or 2 small squares, about 15 to 20 grams, after a meal or paired with a warm cup of tea, is enough. This way, we enjoy the flavor while giving the body flavonols without piling on excess calories. Eating a little each day is more beneficial than having a large amount only once in a while. Dark chocolate also pairs well with other nutrient-rich foods. A few pieces alongside walnuts or almonds add healthy fats and magnesium to the flavonols. Or finely grated dark chocolate sprinkled on plain Greek yogurt can transform a simple snack into a delicious, antioxidant-packed treat. Listening to your body is just as important. Not everyone digests cacao easily. Those with sensitive stomachs may feel discomfort if they eat too much. In such cases, the solution is to reduce the portion or enjoy it just a few times a week. For people with conditions such as diabetes, heart disease, or kidney problems, the safest step is to check with a doctor before making dark chocolate a daily habit. The key message is that dark chocolate is not a miracle cure, but when chosen wisely and enjoyed in moderation, it becomes a valuable nutritional ally. By making it a small, regular part of a balanced diet, we gain both pleasure and protection, sending a positive signal to both muscles and brain. Stay strong and keep working together. We have now traveled through the fascinating relationship between dark chocolate and muscle health. Flavonols in dark chocolate support circulation and help nourish each muscle fiber. Antioxidants in cacao protect muscle cells from oxidative stress and age-related decline. Together, flavonols and magnesium help reduce inflammation and aid recovery after activity. Regular, moderate dark chocolate intake can improve mood, support relaxation, and promote better sleep. Choosing high cacao, low-sugar chocolate ensures we receive the benefits without the downsides. If we want to enjoy these benefits, the decision is not just about whether to eat chocolate, but how to integrate it wisely into our daily routine. A square or two of 70% cacao dark chocolate is enough to gain antioxidants while avoiding excess sugar or calories. And when combined with gentle exercise, such as a slow outdoor walk, light resistance moves, or calming breathing practice, those nutrients are transformed into real strength for both muscles and the heart. Finally, let us not forget that dark chocolate can also be a daily joy. Instead of eating it in a hurry, try savoring it slowly with a cup of herbal tea or warm milk in the evening. That sense of comfort and relaxation is itself a healing gift, helping both body and mind recover together. And now, I would love to hear from you. Do you already enjoy dark chocolate each day? Or will you be giving it a try starting today? Share your thoughts in the comments so we can keep this conversation going. If this video gave you something useful, give it a like, and be sure to subscribe so we can continue exploring together. And if you know someone who cares about keeping their legs and muscles strong, share this video with them. Sometimes, the smallest change is what leads to the biggest step forward.